So, hi friends, today we'll just take an overview about an Angular. So, Angular is a TypeScript based framework. So, framework means it will provide all other tools that we needed to for routing forms and like Axios we use here HTTP client and testing tools also. So, in React, we are using virtual DOM for change detection. In Angular, we are using direct real DOM and we are making changes in the real DOM directly. So, why should we use Angular over other frameworks? So, Angular is a complete framework. It is not like the React, Vue.js, and Next.js. So, it is just a library. Next.js is a framework, but it does not provide all of this functionality. So Angular is a more structured, and it has two-way data binding like Vue.js. So we can pass the data from parent component to child component to parent, both way. So and also it provides the RxJS reactive programming, so we can multicast the value over the different component, and it follows the service repository architecture, so we can maintain the whole code in simple manner. It also provides the SSR, SSG, and incremental site generation things. So in the Angular, we have to learn services and how to inject the dependencies, how we can navigate through routing. It has also different routing guards like can activate, can deactivate, so we can improve user experience. So whenever we visit the site, we when we are editing the some information, router guide protects us, like user have unintentionally closed the tab, so at that time the router guides protects and ask user you want to really want to with this tab, so like this, and it provides a lazy loading and everything. So generally, currently in a newer version we are using signals. So signal is more efficient, and it doesn't use a zone.js file. Angular has also CLI support. It is used for develop, test, and deploy and everything. So we can generate directly component directly through the CLI support and services and everything. So we don't have to write much code. So in Angular there are core concepts. So there are built-in pipes. So by pipes, dynamic forms we can create. We can handle routing and API calling, and it has good library supports like NGRX. It is like a Redux.js library and for the shared state management, and also testing libraries like Karma, Jasmine, and currently White is using. So how we can set up the Angular? Visit the documentation site and easily set up the Angular. So how we will how we will manage the folder structure? So here is the conceptual knowledge about the how we will manage the folder structure. Like we will store the services files in core folder, like guards and interceptors are then are in core folder, which are the component are shared like a layout component and the sidebar and everything. The component which are shared, we will manage it into shared folder, and in which we will save the directive pipes and everything. So after that, there are feature wise we can implement this in Angular architecture view. There are two different approaches we are using. So module approach and other is a standalone component approach. Previously we are using this module approach. We don't have to learn it if you are continuing with newer versions. So in Angular, what are the components? Components are mainly three things: one HTML file, one class file, and other is a styles file. So there are three or more files for this, and also one for testing. There is a spec file. So it is a combination of three files, and the services are the business logic part, where all the business logic we will store and reuse that business logic in different component, and through dependency injection we will use that service. So directives, modified DOM structure. So in Angular there are different directives like ngif and g4, but currently we are using native flow at the rate if and everything directly in template, so we doesn't have to learn these directives. After that, pipes, like we want to convert the our currency dynamically, so we can use the pipe, and we can also use pipes for the different date formats, so we don't have to use date logic everywhere. We just simply use the built-in pipes. So there are different patterns used in Angular, but we are currently not using that. So in Angular, every component must have TypeScript class. We have talked about that. So this is selector. So through that selector, we will use that component in different component. This is the link where we put our template file and style file also. So in Angular, there are two ways for binding, data binding in component. So one way is a string interpolation, property binding. We are binding value to the properties, and also event binding. So event binding lets component to send data from template to a TypeScript file, and in two-way binding from TypeScript file to template file and template file to TypeScript file, we can pass the data, and also we can pass the data through the one component to another component. We will see later.